We're getting set here for the round of Kentucky as Nick Smith and Dylan Young on your front row. Let's welcome Dylan Young for his first start here in the Cup Series, filling in for the injured Ramian Fisher after the events out there at Daytona. A great qualifying run for him. As green flag is out, and it's Nick Smith on the front row. And already 3 wide for third. Diego Yepez being aggressive, as he's yet to win this season, and a win would get him locked in the chase. And we have a car around in the back already. That's a 10 of Yin Canario. That's going to bring out a caution. Max Anderson also involved. Sambit Oskin as they come to the line. It's going to be Nick Smith at the line to lead them under the yellow here. These guys are really bunched up, in the 41 also just went, or the 43. More drivers are wrecking. Sambit Oskin with heavy damage on the front end of his ride right there. So the yellow is out. It's Nick Smith out front. Gonna go get a look at the replay. Right here is where this mess all started. They were 4 wide. Jeff Bright, Tony Green, and others. Then I believe 4 makes contact with Dean Canario in the 10. He just went around in front of a bunch of guys right there. The 31 of Alexander Rowe also going around. The 2, Max Anderson. Richard Kinghart in the 15 also went around. 83 of Connor Hurley was also involved in that incident. Then under yellow, these guys up here are wrecked. They were 4 wide. Yeah, right there you see the 43 of Marcos Yepez. 4 wide, everyone trying to get slowed down. I believe the 41 actually went down on him. It's going to be heavy damage for the 41 of Jay Jefferson. And then what the heck happened to the 37? He went up in the air right there. 37 did. James Bowles makes heavy contact with the 43. The 6, Fitzwater, damage for his 34 machine. His season has just been really bad. This is where the 37, not sure what happened. Oh, he makes contact with Ryan Butcher and Derek Hamill and just goes up and over. He actually goes over. Abdullah did. Fonzie Henry Jr. also getting collected. Gustavo Rota right there. Not a lot of not a lot of room for these drivers to try and escape the wreck right there. Fitzwater heavy damage to his car. His chances of winning are over. Let's get you back to the restart here at Kentucky. As we get ready to go back green, only 2 drivers retired after that wreck, the 37 and the 75. Everyone else is still on the track. Nick Smith out front still, as he's looking for another win here on the season. Diego Yepez is going to try to work hard, try to get past the 22. Yepez is running out of time to get wins and get in the chase. Only 4 spots remaining. Dylan Young having a solid run right now in his debut start here. As Young runs third, just past the 13. He's going to get a run on that 77 and try to get that lead. As Tim Randolph in the 17 is going to force Young up to the outside lane. As new leader, Diego Yepez. Haven't really seen much speed from him this season, and he sure as hell is showing it here. 3 wide for second. Dylan Young going for second now. Young in the 5. It's right on board with him. Dylan Young takes over the 2nd position. Randolph settles in 3rd. Nick Smith drops to 4th. Hugo Jones, the rookie, having a solid run right now. Eli Bright in his Pepsi Chevrolet also having a good run. And Andy Strickland, your Daytona 500 winner. He's going to try to go underneath the 88. James Stabilito, he's also looking for a win. Trying to get in the chase also, along with Eli Bright. Buford in the 78. And Battle for the top 10 position, Joe Jefferson, Philip Goldberg. We go back up front, Dylan Young falling on the outside. Nick Smith is going to take that position. Tim Randolph up to second. Goes Marcus Yepez, who's slow after he has heavy rear end damage to that ride right there. Fitzwater Sr. and Sam Oskin, both with heavy damage on their car. Oskin, whose win was deemed NQCum, you know what I mean. What didn't count? Yeah, that. His win didn't count as a win towards the chase last week at Daytona as they failed race inspection. So they'll have to try to win again. It did count as the win for the driver himself, just not towards the chase. So it was all for naught there. He battled side by side with Zachary Fitzwater Sr., who's been having a miserable season. His best run was Road Atlanta, I believe, or Road America. I forgot which one it is. James Bowles also, he's in the chase, so he has nothing to worry about. Every driver that has won a race this season does have nothing to worry about. It includes William Brock in the 33, who won Michigan, along with the 2. As we go back up front, it's still Diego Yepez leading over Nick Smith and Dylan Young. Brong is putting up a solid performance right now for Fisher, driving for Horizon Motorsports. Excuse me. Diego Jones hasn't really showed any speed this season, as he's running 5th with a chance to win. Also, Eli Bright, if you remember, Bristol got that win taken away from him as a big heartbreak for Bright there, but he's running really strong right now. He too has a chance to try and get the win here. Oh, slow car up front. That's Marcus Yepez. It's going to allow those guys to catch up to Diego Yepez. As Tim Randolph takes the lead, Dylan Young nowhere to go. Diego Jones is going to go right by those guys. And now Nick Smith gets held up on the outside. Everyone's trying to get around that 43. As they're finally able to do so, Nick Smith is not going to be happy with Marcos Yepez after that right there. As they finally get around the 43. 3 wide, tight racing right here. Dylan Young on the outside, falling back after getting caught behind the lap car. They're 3 wide for position there. New leader out front, Tim Randolph, but Diego Yepez fighting back for the lead. Neither of them has won a race, and they want really bad to lock themselves in the chase here. As Diego Yepez retakes the lead. Tim Randolph's going to fall in line behind him. Randolph's going to try and fight back here, but 77 looking like the better car. Tim Randolph not letting Yepez out of his sight. Both really need this win, along with the guy behind them. The top 5 really needs to win this. Dylan Young trying to fight his way back up into the top 5. There's a 43. And they might catch him again before this thing is over, so lap cars might play a big factor for the end of this thing here. There's Nick Smith, who fell way back into now the 12th position. He's battling with Eddie Riley, who's actually really having a solid run right now, as he's trying to go underneath the one of Gustavo Arocha for the top 10. Eddie Riley's best finish, I believe, came at Talladega. Dylan Young going underneath the 78 for position. I believe that was the 6th position. As it's now 5-car breakaway. Hugo Jones trying to go underneath the 17. That's going to allow to keep his lead and maybe extend it here, as that's what the 77 wants to see in his rear view, is those two battling. James Stabilito looking for a way to capitalize too. You see the lap cars right up front there. That's Dylan Abrahamian in the 21. So we'll see how it plays out this time, as hopefully they catch the lap cars in a better spot here. My frame rates are dropping, probably because I don't have my controller plugged in. Everyone just needs to try to stay single file and try to see how they're going to get around the 21 as they're going to catch him at the line with 7 to go. We'll see what happens here. It's going to be the outside or the inside. See Tim Randolph back down. He's trying to wait for the 77 and get held up, and he does just a little bit. Here comes Hugo Jones in the 13 as he caught the 17 off guard, and he's going to go for second place now. Diego Yepez was able to clear the lap car. Eli Bright, Dylan Young, and others, Philip Goldberg, they're not catching this front group here. As the next lap car is Yin Canario in the 10, who's just now getting off of 2. Oh, holy crap. Frame rates just dropped right there. It's because I don't have my USB plugged in. But Diego Yepez still out front as they battle side by side for second. James Stabilito, Hugo Jones. Tim Randolph trying to find a way around both those guys. Try to hunt down the 77 once again. Dylan Young underneath his teammate, Eli Bright. And Philip Goldberg also there. Yeah, my rates are dropping bad. My frame rates. Dylan Young comes around and lead. 4 laps to go. James Stabilito on the 42 has not won this season. So he's definitely going to try to fight that 77 hard. He's going to probably have to use the lap car as a pick to try and do it here. That 5, he's really pushing. He's fell way back to 8th or 9th, I believe, and has fought his way back into the top 5. Oh, and caution flag is out. The caution flag is out. Huge wreck, it seems, as the 32 with heavy damage. And that's going to end the race, and it's Diego Yepez out front. Riley Spurtube with heavy front end damage. So unless something goes wrong on that 77, then this race is his. Caution's out. We're gonna take a look at the replay. It looked like it happened with the lap car. Dylan Abrahami and Jeff Bright was trying to go around him. The 21 just kind of went up right in front of him. Both drivers go hard into the wall. The 41 nowhere to go. It was just an innocent bystander and just gets collected. Oh, and hard into the wall right there. A couple of hard hits. Fix of Maria Valera getting collected. Oh man, that was a big hit right there by the 32 of Nathan. 41 actually goes upside down. I don't think anyone else hit him right there, but a major incident here late in the race. Hopefully the 32 and the 41 are all right. Those were pretty big hits there. But that's what brought out the yellow. Let's get you down to the finish of this race. So the race will end on the yellow, and it is Diego Yepez in the 77. Who's going to capture his first win of the season and a chase berth. Stabilito, Tim Randolph, looks like they're going to fall short here, as it's Diego Yepez finally getting back to victory lane, and it comes here at Kentucky. Let me just type and finish this before my frame rates kill me. So Diego Yepez, James Stabilito, Tim Randolph, and Dylan Young in his first ever start finishes 4th for Horizon Motorsports. And Philip Goldberg finishes 5th. Hugo Jones, Kevin Warren, Eli Bright, Eddie Riley, a great run for him, and Nick Smith running out your top 10. God, my computer's about to go crazy. There's the rest of you finishing results right there. Congratulations to Diego Yepez. Gets his first win of the season and the chase berth. Let's get you down to victory lane.
you're the man. I can't tell you enough. You're the man. Way to do the work, buddy. Way to do the work. Watch your outside here. Watch your outside. Awesome day, fellas. Awesome day. Awesome weekend. Great job. Great job, guys. That's awesome. Good work, everybody. Man, that's good.